everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent at Goal, joining you shortly after Arsenal's 3-0 win here at the Vitality Stadium against Bournemouth. 3 wins from 3 to start the season. Now for Arsenal, they go marching on. They go to the top of the Premier League table for the first time after sort of multiple games of the season since 2016, and this is the first time since 2004 that Arsenal have started a Premier League season with 3 successive wins. Comfortable afternoon's work here. Won't probably have an easier game all season, considering they scored 2 goals in the first 11 minutes, both from Martin Odegaard, and that set the tone really. It was done and dusted from that point. Bournemouth never ever looking like getting back into it. Aaron Ramsdale barely having to make a save, and just a fabulous day's work for Arsenal really. Like I said, 2 goals from Martin Odegaard, but William Saliba, oh my word, his goal early in the second half, just sensational. Zinchenko's reaction when it went in said it all. He couldn't believe it. Just a brilliant left-footed finish, curled into the top corner from the edge of the box for his first Arsenal goal to cap what was an absolutely superb individual performance from William Saliba. 76 passes he had in the game, 76 completed, 100% passing accuracy, absolutely superb. The Arsenal fans singing his name throughout with a new chant to the tune of Tequila. You must have heard it if you're watching the game. It didn't stop throughout the whole 90 minutes. I just asked Mikel Arteta about it afterwards in the press conference, and he said the Arsenal players have all been singing it in the changing room since they got back in there afterwards. So a really good afternoon for William Saliba, whose brilliant start to life at Arsenal continues this season, and just another really good performance. They look so good at the moment, Arsenal. They really do, going forward. Just excellent. They blew Bournemouth away and they cruised through the game. I mean, if there's one criticism of this game, is that they didn't go on and score 5 or 6 goals, because they should have done. Jesus did score one in the second half. It was ruled out by VAR for offside. Really marginal, that one, especially when it looked like Odegaard's second goal. I thought that was more offside. Looking at the replay, that was given, but Jesus' one was ruled out. Jesus had another really good chance after that. He put straight at the keeper. Eddie Nketiah had a really good chance that he put straight at the keeper. And Arsenal did have an opportunity here to score 5 or 6 goals and really add to that goal difference column, which I know it's early in the season, but this could be such a tight season in terms of the top 4 that every single goal will count. So the one little criticism maybe that Arsenal didn't go on and really sort of rack up a 5 or 6 goal scoreline here. And Mikel Arteta in his press conference afterwards kind of admitting that downstairs, that although they played well, he still felt there was plenty of areas that they could improve and need to improve, and that is the tone that he set all season really. After all 3 of these wins, he keeps saying, look, we can get better, we can get better. We've started well, we're playing well, but there's still plenty of areas for us to improve. And I think if that is true, if Arsenal can continue to improve, then they just, it's an exciting, it's difficult to really sort of keep a lid on it at the moment, because the team just looks so well balanced. I mean, Zinchenko was brilliant today. Granit Xhaka was fantastic again in midfield. Partey controlling that midfield at the base of it. Like I said, Saliba great. Ben White was really good at right back. Jesus is just fantastic. I mean, there's still more to come from Bukayo Saka. His season started pretty quietly. He was quiet again today by his high standards. So the fact that Saka still can improve as well and add to this is, and there's another exciting thing, because there's no, Saka will improve. There's no doubt about it. He started the season by his standards a little bit quietly, and he's, that's not going to continue. He will start to make a big impact on this team, no doubt about it. And Martinelli played well again today, so just really good. It's just enjoyable to be. You sort of go back a year to the start of last season, 3 defeats from 3 games, bottom of the table, no points, no goals scored, and then you compare it to this season, 3 games, 3 wins, 9 points. 9 goals scored. I mean, it's just really, really enjoyable, isn't it? I think we can all enjoy the rest of the weekend. We can all enjoy looking at the Premier League table. The Arsenal fans absolutely loved it today. They didn't stop singing all throughout. They were chanting "You're going down with United" to the Bournemouth fans. Like I said, that Saliba song just echoed around the stadium all game. And it just even Granit Xhaka, I honestly think for the first time since he's been at the club, I actually, the crowd, the Arsenal fans were singing a Granit Xhaka chant. I've not heard it before. I've heard it maybe in a concourse or something like that but in an actual game, I've not heard it. I think that epitomises the feel-good factor at the moment, because Xhaka started so well. You can see he's beginning to sort of rebuild that relationship with the fans, and the fact that he actually had a chant sang today, just to me epitomises the start of the season that Arsenal have had. Really, really positive and just an enjoyable afternoon here on the South Coast. So in terms of the press conference we just had with Mikel Arteta, he spoke obviously about Saliba and Gabriel Jesus and the difference he had. I asked him about Nicolas Pepe, who wasn't involved today, and he said that it was painful they had to leave some players out, and then I asked, look, how close is he to Nice? We know the talks are going on, and he wouldn't say anything, he wouldn't confirm anything, he never does. And so we didn't get any sort of further indication from Mikel in terms of how close Nicolas Pepe is, but it is close. That's why he was left out of the squad today. That move, barring any late complications, should happen. Arsenal, hopefully it will happen, and it will happen pretty soon. He was also asked about, does this start of the season negate or sort of lessen the need for any transfers before the transfer window closes in less than 2 weeks' time? And he said no, they still want to improve. They do want to improve the squad. I think he mentioned they wanted to add more firepower. It's kind of, Arsenal do want a winger, we know that, and with Nicolas Pepe going out, that will hasten the move to try and bring a winger in before the transfer window closes. So that's what he had to say in terms of his press conference. I will now get onto my player ratings. As you can imagine, they're going to be pretty high because it was just such a good performance. I mean, Aaron Ramsdale, he will not have an easier game all season. I was looking at the stats here. In terms of the team stats, and Bournemouth, one shot on target Bournemouth had, didn't even have a shot at all in the first half, had just 6 shots, only one of them on target in the second half. Ramsdale, just an easy afternoon for him, so I'll give him 6 out of 10 just because he barely had to do anything. I thought Ben White played really well at right back. He played a big part in Odegaard's second goal, getting in down the right, so I'm going to give Ben White a 7 out of 10. I'm going to give Gabriel 7 out of 10 as well. He was, out of the 2 centre-backs, he was the one who Kiefer Moore was on the most, and Kiefer Moore's such a big, powerful, physical striker, and he did cause Gabriel a few problems in the air, put his elbows about, but Gabriel dealt with him pretty well. So I'm going to give Gabriel 7 out of 10. I'm going to give William Saliba man out of match 10 out of 10. I don't see how I can't. I rarely give 10 out of 10s, but I don't really know how I can't give him one, because he scored a goal, he kept a clean sheet, he didn't misplace a single pass, he didn't, let me just get this right, in terms of, he didn't, it was 76 passes from him. He made the most tackles, or joint most tackles, and he made 2 clearances, 2 interceptions. It was just an absolutely fabulous performance all round from William Saliba. You just can't ask for much more than that, can you? So 10 out of 10 for William Saliba. I don't know if you're going to agree with me or not, but if you don't, let me know what you think. Alexander Zinchenko as well, I thought was fabulous. His movement, his technique, he caused Bournemouth all sort of problems the way he was moving around and moving out of position and interchange with Granit Xhaka. So I'm going to give Zinchenko an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give Granit Xhaka 8 out of 10 as well. Just like Zinchenko, like I said, his movement, he was getting up in advance of the forwards at times, he was dropping back and filling in as a third centre-back at times, he was a left-back at times. Just really good performance from Granit Xhaka. I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. Thomas Partey, 7 out of 10. He didn't have to do too much in that defensive midfield role because Arsenal just weren't under too much pressure. He didn't really have much to do defensively. He kept the ball moving when he had it, and so 7 out of 10 for him. Martin Odegaard, I'm going to give 8 out of 10 to. Needed a good performance like this, Odegaard. He's been good the first 2 games, but he needed to do something, make a real impact, and the fact he scored those 2 goals inside the first 11 minutes, can't ask for much more than that. Second one was a beauty as well, lovely finish from him, so I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. And then the forward, Gabriel Jesus. This is my first time this season at a game, my first time really watching Jesus in terms of his movement, everything. He was superb. I mean, his play in the build-up to the first goal, the touch, the spin, the reverse pass, all of it was just sensational. Absolutely brilliant from Jesus. Didn't get his goal, which he should have done. That would be the one sort of negative, especially if you, like me, have him as your captain in your fantasy team. But he did get the assist for the second goal as well. So I'm going to give Jesus 8 out of 10. Martinelli gets a 7. No, I'm going to give Martinelli a 7 out of 10. For me, should have probably scored for the first goal when Jesus played him in. It was his shot that was saved that led to Odegaard. But his absolute work rate was hard. So I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. Martinelli gets 8 out of 10. For me, his work rate is absolutely tireless. He didn't stop. He caused Bournemouth all sorts of problems. So another good performance, as he has done all season. Saka, I'm going to give 7 out of 10. Like I said, by his high standards, not really yet to have the big impact on any of the games this season. But he hasn't done anything. He didn't do anything wrong today. He was very bright, but just didn't really have an impact that the other 2 forwards did. So he gets 7 out of 10. 5 changes in the second half for Arsenal. Lots of subs came on. Smith Rowe, Tomiyasu, Nketiah, Lokonga, and someone else who right now I've totally forgotten who it was. But none of them really had too much of an impact. And Nketiah should have scored. He had a good chance. He put straight at the keeper. But other than that, the game was done and dusted by that point. And so they didn't really make too much of an impact. Arsenal were just cruising it through into the win. All right, that's it from me from the Vitality Stadium. What a fabulous performance it's been for Arsenal. Another great evening, top of the table, 3 wins from 3 more goals. Enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy the rest of your weekend, Arsenal fans.